I am fucking fuming right now. The bubble has popped. That ceiling has been hit and it is done because no more. Snap, done, complete. You know when you realize you're like in this like unhealthy toxic relationship and you keep brushing stuff off and then the truth just keeps getting shown to you and it's just like fuck, and then you snap and you're like, I'm done. I'm done. And I just been doing the thing, thinking it was me, working on myself, doing all the work, and no, actually, it's time to break away. It's time to be free from this shit and actually do what I'm here to do. Like this is, I am so fucking fuming right now. I am so fuming. I am really, really fuming. And this is like a build-up of stuff that I have been holding back. I've been holding back. So I've really got some things to share on here, but I'm fuming. I'm really, really fuming. And I'm really like, there's a big part definitely that I have actually like held this in. Like there are so many things about this that, why, right? Friggin' why? All right, let me just share this and then I will be here because I've reached my limit. I've reached my fucking limit. Say hi guys when you're here because yeah, all right, cool. That's getting shared for me. Thanks to Shana. We've all been there. I know. This is like, it's really different and I'm fucking pissed about this. This thing, right, that I'm pissed about, I'm going to cover a lot of topics in this. Let it rip, lady. Well, I just freaking like we did the webinar. The first time I done a webinar, well, it's not technically the first, but it's a long time since I've done one. So that was all good. But in that, I was like, even like one of the ladies on there, she's like, yeah, you're a little apprehensive. And I'm like, yeah, what the fuck is with that? Like, I've literally, hi Brittany, I've literally been holding back. I have really been holding back out of fear of what? Like, out of fear of frickin' what? So like everything that I shared on that webinar today, like I was like, oh, well, this isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And I could have shared this on normal Facebook. Like what? Like I feel like there's this like, it's not even that. It's just like this kind of like hold over me. Now I'm not blaming anyone, but everything I'm about to say, you could kind of, I guess people would be like, oh, she's blaming and projecting. And I'm like, yeah, this is fucking like months of holding back of so many things that I have seen that infuriates me to no end, that I have just like, I've reached my fucking limit. I've reached my limit with it. And I'm nervous to share for sure, but I'm so sick of holding back because this thing is so massive and it's relevant right now. So, okay, let me start with what kind of triggered it on the webinar that I was sharing this morning is there's so many things right now and everyone's like, oh, it's like, you know, this, you know, Trump person or it's Biden or it's like there's this thing, right? There's either this one or this one. But then there's also the light or the dark. There's this spirituality or there's this spirituality. It's this one. No, it's this one. No, this is right. No, this is wrong. No, you're doing it wrong. No, this is the wrong thing. And then the other thing, I'm the one who has all the answers. Come and see me. I'm like sharing this thing. Like, I was fucking bawling my eyes out, crying the other week on a training that I was on with some people and I couldn't fucking believe what was said on there. It was like, oh, you know, like they were asking questions and there are so many people, this is what shits me. There are so many people teaching the same thing on the planet, right? So when you turn around and you say that you're the only one with the answers and, oh, this came to me in like, you know, ceremony and meditation and like, I'm the only one with this information. Like, what the fuck? Like, that just shits me so much. Like I was crying for these people. Like this is ridiculous. this is what shifts me. And this is what I was like sharing yesterday. Like, and you know, like I got off that live stream, you know, I did the little drawing thing of Archangel Raziel. I did that yesterday. And I got off that thing and I was just like, oh, like, you know, I'm just like, there's something blocked or there's something thing. And I'm just like, okay, well, I haven't actually been speaking my truth. I haven't been speaking my truth, and I haven't been saying what I really fucking think about things. Like, and the thing that's been irking me is I used to do this all the time. Like, I used to just speak my truth all the time and never even freaking thought about it. Like, I was just being me. And like, where has that Hannah gone? Like, where has she gone? Now I could say it's this, this, and this, and this, but I think there is definitely a full, like, yeah, there's a thing here, okay? Spiritual bypassing, it's everywhere, it repels me. Well, this is the thing, right? So much I could say about it. When you're going to sit there and be a teacher or a guru, like, no, you're not the only freaking person teaching this stuff on the planet. So, you know, and the thing that shits me, I'm like, I've been like asking this question for ages, and now you're only telling me? And like, what is with that? You know, like when there's someone who's keeping a cap on you, like for me, I'm so angry at myself. I'm like, why the fuck am I still there? Like, blah, blah. So frustrating, right? But then when I'm on a training call and then I see like this person just like, oh no, I could have named like 5 other people teaching the same shit, and you're going to sit there and tell them that you're the only one teaching this and you're the only one that has that info. Like, what is that? Like, like that makes me sick. Like, it really, like I've lost it. I've like been holding back for fucking months. Like, no wonder I've been depressed. No wonder I've been like, my creativity's gone. Like, I can't, like, I've been holding back. Like, I can't believe it. Like, when people sit there and they're like, I'm the like spiritual guru, like, ugh, oh my God. And like, this has been really hard for me to process, because I'm like, well, I'm an intuitive healer. All I teach is spirituality, right? And so I've been like in this big process, and I'm like, well, fuck, do I do that? Do I, like, you know, like, and I've been like conversing with people about this. I'm like, do I do that? Like, I'm seeing this in people. Like, is that what I do? Because I'm seeing it in other people, right? I'm so conscious of that. And I'm like, man, I am so passionate about teaching people the tools. I'm so passionate about people finding their own way by teaching them to trust their intuition about all this stuff. So when people sit there and they're like, I'm the only one with this information, I'm like, man, like, what is that? Like, what is that? Because that just, that is not contributing to the awakening of the consciousness of humanity. It's not. It is not, right? I understand that. I understand. We all resonate with who we feel connection with who we feel calling to, 100%. And then it gets to a point and we're just like, man, like, are you serious? Are you for serious? So something that I want to share on this live stream that was part of what we spoke about on the webinar, right, was this whole like old spirituality and new spirituality, right? There's like a big, you know, like thing here with this around being able to, you know, like there's a shift in consciousness. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows we're awakening, like all of that, right? And so there's like this information that's starting to be really prevalent on the internet about the old flower of life and the new flower of life, to put it simply, right? So one is a death, right? They call it the Metatronic death flower or whatever. Whoops, this one. Sorry, I'm doing it backwards. And then this one is the new one, right? So one is contracting basically, and one is expanding. Yeah, so contraction and expansion. Now, I literally changed my logo when I realized this stuff, right? So all of this has shifted me, definitely. But when somebody's going to sit there and say, I'm the only person with this information on the planet, you have to like stay with me and come with me and only do my stuff, like, fuck, that makes me sick. Really makes me sick. What, are they scared that like everybody's going to leave them? Like pretty fucking much or something, I don't know. So there's the Fibonacci spiral, and then there's the crystal spiral. So the Fibonacci spiral is quote unquote the death spiral. It's the contraction spiral. It's the, you know, and then the crystal spiral is the expansion spiral, right? Now, what I'm seeing on the planet right now is a great divide. Everybody knows that. And everyone's like, yeah, Trump, Biden, big split. And I'm like, yeah, and it's got to do with this as well. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is right. This is bad. This is good. It's the same shit. It is the same this way or this way. It's the same stuff. It's the same stuff in the sense of like, this person, Trump's good, Biden's bad, he's gonna save us, he's not, you need to choose this one, I don't like you if you don't choose this one. This one, exactly the same. This is bad, this is death, this is expansion, this is the light, this is better. You're still in it. You're still in the duality consciousness of the separation of it all. Do you see any unity here? Do you see any unified space here? Do you know what? Actually, we're coming up to one. Here, see where they cross over? This is a point where we're traveling through at the moment. Well, we're coming up to it. Now, people are saying, oh, it's a choice point. We can either choose the death spiral or we can choose the expansion spiral. And I'm like, man, I ain't choosing any of them. Because right there is a point where they both come together. What happens when they both come together? They both overlap. What happens there? There is a whole nother world in there that can be birthed from that. Not one or the other. Oh, but that's fine. You guys can choose if you're going on that one or that one. That's great. But for me, there is a whole new reality to be birthed here of this pure balance of integration of the dark and the light, which is the whole reason we're doing all of this consciousness awakening stuff in the first place. Like everybody's life purpose has some sort of contribution to the awakening of life purpose, like to the awakening of consciousness. Like it is. Every single thing, every single person on this planet contributes in some way, shape or form to the awakening of the consciousness of humanity. Like that is at its core of every single one. You want to ask someone what they do? They make somebody's life better. What are they doing? They're awakening their consciousness to a better reality. Like at its core, it's what everybody does on the planet, right? Here, coming up is a point. Yeah, it's a choice point. Yeah, you can continue going on that, like one or that one, or there's a third option of a full, complete reality that isn't even this. Now, people are even talking about like these, right? So there is the 10 point, right, dimensions, which is the old one. It's the death one, okay? Like they've pretty much disintegrated, and there is no Stargate there. This one over here is, sorry guys, I'm doing this back to front, is the 12th Stargate, right? The 12th dimensions. It's a consciousness. It's a consciousness. Right? Are they places, are those stargates? Maybe. Who really knows? People are like, oh no, it's this, it's this, it's this. Like, well, maybe. Prove it to me. Prove it. Actually, I don't even care. Right? It's a consciousness. But this is still a lockhold of a reality. This or this keeps us in this. What is the opportunity of awakening of a new world? This. A birthing point. To go beyond a duality reality. Because even at the 12th dimension, we're still in a duality consciousness. We're still in, it's this way or it's this way, or it's right or it's wrong. Now you could sit here and say, well, Hannah, you're saying that this is wrong. And I'm like, yeah, at the moment, I'm fucking fired up about it because I see this person and this person. And do you know what the other piece is? Is that I've just gone and learned a lot about this stuff from a lot of different people, right? There's not one fucking person on the planet teaching this stuff. There's heaps, and it's old. It's like been birthed in the 1980s or something, like older than that. Like it is old, right? People are like, oh, it's the new. And I'm like, no, it's been here forever. It's just in our consciousness now. But all of this is still in that duality. It's still in this. Even at a 12th dimensional consciousness, I'm pretty sure I see you still sitting here in the 3rd dimensional reality. You might have a 5th dimensional consciousness of a more heart-centered awareness, but you're not in a 12th dimension. You're still here in this physical plane as far as I can see. You talk about spiritual bypassing, so talk about all that stuff. Like, we're still in the duality consciousness, and there's always this and this. And since 2018, I've been questioning. I'm like, but what's outside of Earth's laws? What is outside of Earth's laws? Like, what is outside of it? Because even when we look at the Fibonacci sequence, right? The Fibonacci sequence and the crystal spiral, what are they all based upon? They're all based upon sacred geometry. I was wanting to say sacred geometrics. It's all based on sacred geometry. What's it based on? Mathematics. Oh no, this is the wrong one. This is the death spiral. This is for me, I can see contraction and I can see expansion. It's exactly what I was talking about yesterday in the little video, right? I obviously didn't share what I wanted to share, and here it is, because I'm fired up and I'm so sick of swallowing this truth about what I've been seeing for the past 8 months around people, and I've had enough. Contraction and expansion, right? But there's still contraction or expansion. It's one or the other. It's not this. It's not the other reality that bursts into the unity consciousness, that dissolves both of these to have the reality that we've actually been wanting. Because everyone's like, oh, it needs to be peace and love and joy. And I'm like, well, you're not going to find that in either of those. Because the light and being fully in the light is a full grandiose, I'm better than you, this is the way it is, full cult. Like, it's a cult. It is. And there's a separate and divide on the planet in every single aspect at the moment. You can see it everywhere. All of this is based upon mathematics. Our 3D dimensional reality is based upon numbers, is based upon mathematics, and a series of things that bring it into a... What is beyond that? What is beyond that? That's where I'm at. Like, where is the beyondness? Because I see this fighting here and fighting there, and no, it's the light, and it has to be this way, and it's got to be this consciousness, and it's got to be this consciousness. And I'm like, guys, can you see what's going on here? Like, am I the only one seeing this? Like, am I really the only one seeing this? It is like been eating me up inside, and I've had enough of like not saying what I really think for fear of somebody's judgment about me because of everything. Like I've been hiding away. Why? Because I've been scared about talking about the truth of what I see with this. Chelly says you don't use source chords, do you? I'm not sure what a source chord is. To be honest, I haven't heard that terminology language before. I'm just going to bring up the comments over here. I'm sorry, but no, I'm not apologizing. Actually, I'm not apologizing for what I've been seeing. So Robin says, I've been seeing so much dark the past 6 months and it worried me until I found faith. There was good reason to see, feel, and get to understand it. Yes. All right. Okay. I have a cord, the 12 helix, like the 12 strand DNA. Is that what you're talking about? Because again, it's all consciousness. Attached to the Godhead above you and the DF0 space below you. Yeah, like so like the Earth star and the Soul star, is that what you're talking about? Cutting your snakes, yeah. Realization of the truth is my purpose. And I've been freaking hiding away with that. What the hell? What the hell? It's frequencies, yeah. Frequency, consciousness, same thing. Yeah, so I was just talking about most of this in my group, been feeling everything you're talking about. Yeah, it's like, it's getting to a point where I'm like, man, like, I've been depressed because I haven't been speaking my truth about it. I'm like, man, what the fuck? What the actual? Okay, there's something else I want to share, or maybe that was it. From all of this, come watch the video. So I'm on my live stream and you're selling me your live stream? Right. Got it. It's really gonna work for me. Oh, check it the fuck out. If I needed any more confirmation, walk the fuck away. Leave the unhealthy situation and enjoy the new doors as a result. So guys, because I've been fuming inside, because I've been so annoyed about it, I've created a 3-day workshop is about unhooking from this. Unhook me. And I'm starting it ASAP. I'm the lost one. Oh, I see. So now you're gonna like abuse me on my live stream? Yeah, nah, sorry. Yeah, not really. Sure. Obviously stirring up a pot here. All right, unhook me. Wow. Okay, walk the fuck away, peeps. All right, it's called Unhook Me. This is where we realize the truth and we release ourselves from the grid that has been holding us back. If you've been in an unhealthy, toxic relationship and you're just realizing the truth of that, this workshop is for you. If you're sick and tired of doing it on your own, this workshop is for you. If you're sick and tired of trying to get your message across and it is not coming across, this workshop is for you. If you're over the way that you're seeing the world, this relationship Unhook Me process over a 3-day live workshop is for you. Threatened by you, yeah, check it out, because I'm finally fucking speaking my truth about like all this truth of this. Because the other thing about this is the fact that I was like following all these people teaching this stuff, right? And in the start, and like I followed some things and I connected with them, and then I was just like, bleh. I felt sick. I was like, oh, what? I'm like, what is that? And I've been processing that, and I find it with all of them, and I'm like, oh, well, this makes sense because they're in the grandiose light. This is Lucifer. Lucifer is in the light. He is the light demon. And this is where people are at because it's that grandiose over like space, right? So this 3-day workshop, we're starting it straight away, starting it next weekend or next Friday. So just coming up, because this process that we're going through is releasing from all this toxic stuff to help you walk away from all of that. Like, I'm done with it. I'm friggin' done with holding back about what I see in the world and all the shit that's going on, because at the end of the day, I'm like, it makes me feel sick. Like, I'm in the light and the light is the way. It's like, no, it is still in the duality consciousness, which makes up the whole construct of our reality. If we're wanting a whole new earth and a whole new reality, it's where it combines in the integration. It is not one or the other. That is still duality consciousness. It's not the reality of like the unity consciousness. It's not. The bottom card of the deck is let go. As you surrender the need to control, your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. Man, I have been holding myself back. And talk about control, like, oh my God, I've been suffocating and being eaten up inside by not speaking my truth about this shit that I've been seeing. And I'm like, man, what is with that? Like, it literally made me cry. I'm the only person with this information. I'm like, are you fucking for real? Oh my God. All right. Does anybody have any questions about that stuff? Because it's pretty like intense, to be honest. But to me, it's also a no-brainer. I'm like, man, like, oh yeah, it's like this light way. Like, no, it's both. Like, there's still the spectrum. It's like, what's outside of that, guys? Like, it's not one or the other. That makes up this duality reality that we're in right now. It makes up Earth reality. It's not that. People getting fucking triggered and shit on my live stream. So interesting. So interesting. So unhook me, 3 days. Next Friday we start going live. I'm gonna pin this to the top if you're ready to release the chains that bind you and to walk away from the relationship. How's that card coming out? Like, seriously, out of all the cards, that's the one that comes out, of course, right? And this is also if you're in a relationship as well and you're in unhealthy patterns, it's gonna release the unhealthy patterns, yeah? Yep. Yeah. So amazing. Oh dear. So freaking interesting. All right, just checking these comments. I'm just gonna come on other people's live streams and sell my shit there. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is with that? Hi, Emily. Lee says makes so much sense. Yeah. Yeah. Just gonna pull one more card. Let me know if you guys got questions about what I just shared, because yeah, there's a bit there. It's a bit there if you want to go into it. Oh, here we go. The Lady of the Lake. The one with the sword, the one holding the truth, the absolute truth, the courage, the self-respect and responsibility. And I think that that is why I have been freaking holding back and feeling like shit, because I haven't been speaking my truth, because I've been scared about what other people think. And I'm just like, yeah, nah, not anymore. I used to be like this. I used to just share my truth all the time. And I know exactly why I've been hiding away, and I'm done with it. I'm really, really done with it. All right. So I'm just seeing if I've got anything else that I'm needing to share about that. I'm pretty sure it's where it's at, because it's not one or the other. It's all of it. And we're keeping ourselves trapped in that 12th dimensional realm. Like, there's way more, and everybody knows that. But if we're still in this duality consciousness, we're not going to get there, right? This turning point coming up when these spirals shift. Yeah, you can keep going on one of them if you like, sure. But here is an anchor point to a whole new reality, that was the whole reason we've been doing it in the first place. And it's like, oh, so full on. I was watching someone else's live 2 weeks ago, and it was packed with spiritual trolls crushing someone else's work. Yeah, what the fuck's with that, man? Like, you want to talk about Lucifer and the light? That was a prime example in this live stream right now. Like, that is what I'm talking about. Oh, you're not ready. Oh, you can stay hooked in your stuff. Like, man, this is fucking like spiritual abuse right here. Like, this is a prime example of the cult leader, spiritual guru. Like, no, it's this way. I'm like, man, like, we just had a prime example of it. Probably should have left her unbanned to, like, you know, see what else she wanted to say. But at the same time, I'm like, man, I'm not fucking copying that shit. No way. No way. No way. Yeah. You're gonna have to watch the replay. Yes, please do. AI bots. Oh, she shared her website and everything, so I don't know about that. I said, I don't know. Don't even want to go into that stuff, because at the end of the day, it's all the light and dark stuff, and I'm not playing a part in it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm out. Check out Unhook Me. We start next week. I've also released my 7-day shifter program, which is 7 days unlimited voice and text message, and being able to ask me anything, go into anything. So send me a message if you want information about that. I don't have a page for that. You just send me a message. It's a 7-day shifter program, similar to the 21-day shifter program. And the Unhook Me, we're starting on Friday. We're going to release ourselves from these grids and from these hooks that are holding us in this cap. Time to release, baby. So send me a message if you got any questions, or if you're watching the replay, please comment below. If you think this can help somebody and it resonates with you, please share it with them or share it on your page. I shall see you guys really soon, because I ain't holding my voice back anymore, because I got shit to say. I got a world to change, and I am out. Love you guys. Yes, watch the replay. See you soon.